在之前的节目当中，我们走访了圣多纳历史文物博物馆，认识圣多纳的现代发展史。我们也搭上了粉红吉普车，亲身体验这个被这些红岩包覆的广阔大地带给我们的感动。同时，我们也在华石州立公园玩了一下午刺激的滑水。现在，我们紧跟着另外一个探险——红石州立公园 （Red Rock State Park）。
Our park was first opened to the public on October 19th, 1991, and the primary mission of Arizona State Park's Red Rock State Park is environmental preservation with a large focus on interpretive education. We have approximately 5 miles worth of trails within Red Rock State Park. A lot of those interconnect. They vary in degree of difficulty. The largest hike that we would do, or the most difficult, strenuous area would be our Eagle's Nest Overlook area, which has an elevation change of about 300 feet. A lot of the trails, though, interconnect. They take you through various biotic communities, pinyon, juniper, woodland areas, all the way into our riparian zones as well. So it's a really nice area. Primarily, as I had mentioned, we're an interpretive-based park, so we offer a lot of educational-based teaching, as far as we have classrooms here. We do a lot of environmental interpretation along those lines. We bring in school groups. We have birding hikes that go twice a week throughout the year. We also offer moonlight hikes. We have a Sunday lecture series where we bring in different speakers on various topics. But on any given week, you might hear a lecture on geology, bird hikes, botany, archaeology, anthropology. All the topics are here. If you've never visited our park, we'd love to have you come out. We're definitely family-oriented. We provide a lot to the surrounding community as far as educational outreach goes. During the next year, we're hoping to implement some more programs to the state park that we haven't done in quite a few years. We're hoping to develop an Indigenous Elders series as well as an astronomy series coming up. So those are things that you can look for in the near future.
Red Rock State Park is known as an important birding area, or an IBA. We have a lot of birds that come through during migration because of the riparian area. Arizona's pretty dry. We have about 0.5% of riparian area, which the birds need for food and water. So as they're migrating through, they're looking for the riparian areas, and we just happen to be one here at Red Rock State Park. We have a lot of common birds and a lot of other birds that might come passing through. You'll see about 35 species tops on a normal day. Maybe migration you'll see a little more. We have lots of hummingbirds that come through. This is our hummingbird patio, and we have 3 feeders. You'll see black-chin hummingbirds, Costa's hummingbirds, Anna's hummingbirds on any given day usually, and then other ones will come through. There's about 18 different hummingbirds you could possibly see in Arizona. We do some programs on birds. We have several different programs. Recently, we've had an owl program. We have Sunday programs starting back up soon, and we might have some live birds come in and have that open to the public so people can get up and close to the birds.
This is one of our 3 outdoor classrooms that we have at Red Rock State Park. We have students come in from around the state to study this riparian habitat. For younger children, we talk about insects. For the middle grades, we go into the animals that live in this habitat. Upper grades, we study the biotic nature of water and the physical nature of water. Education is the mission of our park. And the teachers are all volunteer people who come in and give their time freely to learn all the information themselves and prepare to teach the children. We don't allow you to go into the water because the nature of the park is a nature preserve. So we don't allow our normal guests to get in the water at all. However, when the students do study biotic water, they get to go in and collect their specimens to study the life that lives within the water. The lesson is geared toward the things that they find in living in the water as it relates to the health of the water. And what we have been finding recently is that the creatures that live in there indicate that the water is in very healthy condition, which we're pleased to know. There's another one on the other side of the creek over there, and there's one up by the visitor center, which is also a mock archaeological dig. So when we have that class, we hide all sorts of interesting things in the dirt, and the students go out and pretend that they're archaeologists unearthing these things and create stories about what that tells us about the people that lived here before.
Right now what we're looking at, we're going to cross over the lower portion of what we call Oak Creek. And Oak Creek actually has an expanse through the park here of about 1.4 miles. So despite being a desert environment, and just a few steps downward, we've come to a riparian area, which is a natural area, you know, along a river, stream, or lake. So we've got a lot of diversity within the state park here.
亚利桑那州是美国最干旱的州，一提到它，大家的印象当中就是除了艳阳、峡谷、沙漠，还有就是仙人掌，就没有其他的。可是当我们来到了红石州立公园，就会发现这里有这么多不同种类的植物，有可能是因为这一条溪水贯穿了整个州立公园。来到这里，你会觉得哇，自然生态真的是很美。 介绍到这里，我们先休息一下。更精彩的节目内容，广告之后马上为您播出。圣多纳是一个绮丽祥和、充满灵气的地方。 万物讲求的是协调，所以我们爬完了一整个早上的山之后，吸取了日月精华。今天的中午要带大家也是放松一下，来吃一吃这里非常著名的素食。 什么叫做养生？养生呢，就是在一个庭院当中充满了有机的植物，再来呢吃一顿有机的蔬菜，然后稍微的运动一下，躺下来休息，那就叫做养生。
My favorite drink here at ChocolaTree on a hot summer day, this is ginger lemonade with a splash of wheatgrass in it. We juice the lemons and juice the ginger here fresh every day. We also make our own wheatgrass down in our greenhouse down the street, and we juice the wheatgrass fresh every morning. And this is my favorite refreshing drink here, very revitalizing and rebounding.
Your little garden at the back of the restaurant. Tell me about it.
Well, we do everything 100% organic and natural here. So for us, everything starts in the garden. And one of the messages that we have for people is that they can have a lush, gorgeous garden wherever they live, anywhere in the world, even if they live in the middle of the desert. And so we take a lot of care in taking care of Mother Nature so that she can take care of us and bring us her bounty. As you can see here, we've got ripe peaches that are coming through. We've got apples, we've got plums, we've got figs, we've got apricots, we've got goji berries, we've got kiwi, and they all flourish here out in the middle of the desert.
Wow. Those are the herbs, right? That's where you grow your
The herb garden is very special to us because we couldn't possibly have enough produce here to supply the whole restaurant year-round, but we do have enough room for the herbs, and all the herbs that go into our pâtés and sauces come from the garden. So there's something that we grow here with life force energy that goes into each plate that you eat here, and that's extremely important to us as well. If you were here 3 weeks ago, you would have seen fresh strawberries, fresh black raspberries, fresh red raspberries, golden berries. They're all beautiful back here.
This is like a backyard of a house where you have the playground and the chairs, you know.
Exactly.
Wow. And you said there are actually activities going on throughout the day?
This morning was Qigong. We also do yoga a couple of mornings a week. We do meditation here. We hold different types of food preparation classes.
Wow. And what are the benefits of going organic?
Well, if you reduce pesticides and herbicides from your diet and you reduce the genetically modified organisms from your diet and only eat pure food that sustains you in a healthy way with life force energy, we believe that your body and your health is going to improve, and then there's a lot of information in places like the China study, the most comprehensive study in the world done, where they've proved conclusively that a plant-based diet is something that can reverse or cure any degenerative disease. Now, they don't take into account the organic in that. However, we know that organic food without pesticides and without herbicides in our bodies is going to be healthier for us and lead to healthier life conditions than non-organic.
The ChocolaTree is actually vegetarian, and everything you use is organic.
We're 100% organic, we're dairy-free, we're processed sugar-free, and we're gluten-free.
How long have you been eating organic and eating being a vegetarian?
Well, ChocolaTree's been here 5 years, and my daughter has been vegetarian most of her life. I've been vegetarian for the last 40 years.
Wow.
So you don't have to ever deny yourself to eat fresh, healthy food. It can be a real huge benefit and a very pleasurable experience. But some people, they've maybe in past years, long ago, have had a healthy restaurant meal where they feel, well, it was healthy, but I still feel like I'm deprived of something. You never feel deprived here. We have our business meetings out here. We have our staff meetings out here. It's such a relaxing, beautiful place. And it's literally the spirit of ChocolaTree. And so, for instance, once a month when we have our staff meeting, we all join in a circle here and get together, and we talk about things that are coming up and things that are present before us, and we come up with solutions to situations that are going on. And we just love it out here.
Wow.
And these are sacred stones that normally are only found in ashrams or in temples. So we're very blessed to have these Shiva lingams here. And they actually act as acupuncture points, and they tap into the new earth grid.
You should put a sign here and then tell people the story.
Well, we've got a little bit of a story in the one inside. We've got two of them. We've got one inside as well. Some of this, like we say, we don't plant intentionally. We let the volunteers come up because the birds, and the hummingbirds especially, just love it. So this is actually a nature experiment in bloom here, and you can see it on a daily basis. You can watch nature happening and flourishing and right before your eyes. It's really quite beautiful.
介绍到这里，我们先休息一下。更精彩的节目内容，广告之后马上为您播出。
Doesn't it smell nice in here?
Yes, it smells good.
And I'll share some of this with you for lunch, and you'll see how exquisite it is. It's the highest quality cacao in the world comes from Ecuador. Even though Ecuador's got less than 0.5% of the land mass in the world, it's got over 65% of the highest quality cacao. And so that's where Kelly sources his cacao from Ecuador. And he buys it from little plantations that bring their cacao that they've harvested from the forest and from the rainforest into the co-op. And then he buys from the co-op, and part of the money that goes to the co-op that purchases the cacao goes back into repurchasing land, so they're reforesting the rainforest in Ecuador. So it's really beautiful that we get to participate with that.
And you mentioned the chocolate is organic too.
Everything here is 100% organic. Chocolate is actually the most complex food in the world, and we believe it to be the most powerful superfood in the world. But it's adding milk, adding sugar, and cooking it that turns it into a junk food. But this is cacao in its pure state. This is how it's meant to be eaten, and this is why the Mayans called it food of the god, and they actually revered chocolate higher than anything else, including gold, and they actually used cacao beans as their currency because it was so valuable. And you can see here how they're doing this all by hand. And you can almost feel the love in their hearts that's going into this. You don't see a mass production kind of a factory here. You can hear the music is soothing, and you can see the sacred images on the wall and the sacred artwork, and you can see the sacred statues and the sacred geometry here. It's extremely important.
Wow.
Yummy. You want to try one?
Thank you.
Thanks, Levin. It's a hazelnut love truffle. Isn't that beautiful? Hi, Natalie.
我没有想到
Hi, Ren.
吃巧克力也
Hi, Natalie.
吃
Hi,
的
Ren.
这么的
Hi, Chris.
吃的这么的健康，全部都是有机的巧克力。
This tea includes chaga mushroom, the reishi mushroom that you looked at there. It's got goji berries, schizandra berry, and also red-belted polypore mushroom.
哇，灵芝枸杞茶竟然可以在这里喝到。It's refreshing. It actually gives you energy.
Exactly. And we also serve that tea hot because sometimes it can also be a very nice soothing tea at the end of an evening. So we'll serve it hot or cold, but of course it's a very hot day out today, so that cold would be nice and refreshing. This is a coconut soup. These are spring rolls. And it's an almond dipping sauce. It's got ginger, it's got red pepper, and it's got lemon.
100%的有机食物。很多人都有一个误解，有机食物是不是吃起来没有那么好吃？来，我们就来试看看。Wow, this is great. Oh, they're good. 这个一天的房门之后我们倒是可以在这里好好的安静的吃一顿非常健康有机的食物，不管是中餐还是午餐，都会给你带来整天的活力。那最重要的是，你在这里享受食物的时候，你会觉得心情可以放得很轻松，然后你所有的思绪都变得非常的平静，连讲话都会放慢，你整个人整个 步调都会慢下来，这是一种平静的感觉。
And this is my favorite salad on the menu. It's called the Sunshine Salad, and it's got a sunflower base. It's got a dressing that's similar to a Caesar dressing with spirulina in it, so it's very vibrant and fresh. And then it's got avocado and cucumber and other things with it. It's really quite nice.
So we have the potatoes, we have the...
It's filled with potatoes and quinoa and pico de gallo and hot sauce and mustard. It's a little of everything. It's a real explosion of flavors in your mouth. It's really quite nice, and it's garnished with guacamole.
And this one here?
And that's a lentil stew. People that are familiar with dal would be familiar with this, and it's a simple recipe, but it's really delicious. It's really vibrant and delicious.
因为 Sedona 这个城镇与自然环境搭配的天衣无缝，而让人与大自然的交集有了一场最完美的演出。来到这里，仿佛看到了天之涯，享受着美国西部旷野的感觉。不管是春夏秋冬，不论是日出还是日落，这里的壮丽景象令人惊艳。难怪 Sedona 圣多纳有美西香格里拉的美誉。